Hey guys, I'm Jena Apgar and welcome to Double Funnel TV. Today is all about building a customer value marketing strategy specifically for someone in real estate who is looking for lead investor who's coming in and buying homes distressed or they don't want to do a lot of work and highly competitive, but lots of good money in there if you can get the leads. So we are missing Scott for the moment, but he is over there working. Looks like his computer crashed, so we don't want to completely dismiss him. Let me get over here and pull up. So we've got a viewer. Hello. And let me share my screen. See if we can add to the screen. Customer value journey. So we're going to build out this marketing strategy right here on the customer value journey. I've already got some plugged and played, actually saved over it by accident. But we'll go ahead and do that one so that we can get started. And just like a quick overview of what a customer value journey is basically the 8 steps it takes to get your customer to go from not knowing you at all, or in this case, a lead, somebody who wants to sell their house, an investor who wants to dump their stash, maybe someone passed away and you don't want to deal with grandma's home. Lots of different things can be going on, but it is a very specific type of consumer. We're not looking for someone who wants to sell their house for top dollar. We're just looking for someone who really just wants to get rid of it and they want it to move really fast. So that is what our ideal one is right here and what we're looking for. So let's see if we can go over to this sheet. I'll take, that makes it all tiny. Let's take this down. There we go. So you can see the most of the sheet. So you'll see there's 8 steps. They're meant to go in order. But you can go backwards if you have to, if something is not working for a particular reason. The first one here is going to be awareness. And so awareness is going to be they don't know you. And this one's really critical because it seems to be the one that is most often missed. So some of these are not going to work quite as well. In-person networking is still going to be good, because it doesn't take you too much time to go have some lunch and get to know some people, especially if it is someone in your target market. So whether that is real estate agents, I would think people in the senior care who they are very close to the people who are having to, tend to their elders, put them in, I was even in that situation where we had to put her in advanced care unit where she could constantly be taken care of towards the end of her life, and it's really expensive. And so selling your home sometimes is the only way to do that. So anyone in the senior care, anywhere hanging out with fellow investors when they're looking to move properties. And the other one, cold invite to free event. No, that was not going to work, but you can do cold postcards. I'm not sure that I would go that way, but it is definitely an option, and I've seen lots of people do it. I've also seen like traditional like billboards. Example, super expensive. And you can get the billboard cost down, but it's going to be expensive no matter what. Like a prime billboard, especially if you only want it like a one-time use, is going to be like $5,000 for 3 months at a time, and a minimum, what was it, $5,000 each month, and you have to have it for 3 months. Let's see, we got Scott here. I might need to reorder how things are coming in, but let me do that.
What are you reordering?
Scott, can I hear you?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me?
I can. Let's see if
Houston,
I can
you hear me?
figure out how to get this down completely. But we're going to share different
What's
ones
going on?
so we can get it in the right window.
Sorry, when time to go on, all of a sudden everything crashed on me.
I can't get it in the right window. I can play with the screens and turn them in circles, but I can't get them where I want them.
That's not good.
I can turn sound off.
What'd be happening with Be Live this morning?
Well, I usually always do it in the same order. I go on, you go on, or vice versa, and then we put the screen up.
Right. And it's not playing nice today?
Well, because it's the order of operations. Order of
There's something
operations.
wonky because you're kind of frozen and pixelated too.
Of course I am. Let's see if I can go to
Yes.
speed test. My husband went to run a speed test last night, and he went to the AT&T site. I was like, don't go there. They're always going to tell you it's wonderful.
They're going to tell you it's just like a rocket ship.
It could be better. It could be better. Oddly enough, my upload speed is significantly higher than my download.
So you did get the right information somewhere?
All right. Oh, it's not going to show me any love. Get it bigger. Oh, I can make me bigger now. I can make you bigger.
Awesome. That's exciting. I can do that too. It's called lunch.
Wow. Yep. That's just showing a name. You can show your name.
What is going on?
If I put everybody down. And you're back.
I'm back.
Boom! That worked.
Wow. This easy to use, easy to operate system is available to you too.
You know what? If you consider the complications of some of the things being done, I'm impressed.
I know. In the grand scheme of things, it's all pretty cool.
This morning, and he can't be on live because he has a job that cannot know that he has a side hustle. But we are working on a customer value journey. Let me scroll out here. For a real estate investor.
Nice.
So that is someone specifically, so not like a realtor looking to pick up people who want to sell and or buy their home, but specifically someone who's buying like distressed properties.
Got it.
So somebody passes away and you want to sell the house quickly so you don't have to worry about it or pay the bills. You don't want to do repairs on it.
Got it.
Lots of different reasons. So I was thinking the first one for awareness stage, you can do some in-person networking if it's highly targeted. So like I was thinking senior care, other investors who might want to be liquidating their own properties. I've heard cold postcards work. I can't imagine using that method. Traditional, like for example, billboards. Ex-billboards. Where else have I seen them? I've seen on TV commercials, maybe not like the prime spots on TV.
There is a somebody who does that fairly consistently on TV.
I'm aware.
And, you know,
I forgot their name.
A lot of that is
off the top of my head.
I can picture him, but I can't think of his name either. But
Are you thinking about the one that dresses up as a We Buy Ugly Houses, and they've got the caveman.
No, I mean, there's that too. No, it just seems like a nice guy who just says, hey, you know, if you're looking to move your house, give me a call. You know, I pay cash for houses and I get them in a point where we get them sold, you know. So the point is a lot of times people think some of those advertising methods are tremendously expensive, and there is truth. Sometimes they are, especially they come through watching the Super Bowl and hearing $5 million for 30 seconds and go, oh, TV is ridiculous. No, the Super Bowl advertising is ridiculous. But there's a lot of time you can get kind of like run a house. I mean, it's just whatever's available, and it's more cost effective than you can ever imagine. So.
And that's for like the traditional stuff?
Yeah, usually local TV, local TV, which is, obviously probably one of the places where you would want to be. My guess is this person is not, unless you're doing it full time, my guess is you're not doing it nationwide. You're probably doing it within a defined or confined area. So
all the more
local
TV.
Yeah, local TV probably would work for that particular activity.
I got Myers Home Buyers. Just kind of posting over here some of what my Google search turned up. My office
It's John. I'm pretty sure it's John something. John.
Oh.
I'll have to write it down next time I see an ad. And then we'll.
I added the ones that I found, especially the ones with ads, right into the comments. So you can look them up. Took the UTM off because that makes it really clunky to see. But I mean, they're not. I mean, they're running ads like that. Those people. You know what? If I do this same search on my Google Chrome, I can get really awesome results. Sell my home fast. Just to give everyone an idea, I'm using my fancy overpriced software. So sell my home fast, which is by far one of the most used words that people are trying to pay the ads for. Not the most used term for people, but highest cost per click at $56 a click, with some steep competition, and about 1,300 people a month searching that on Google. Crazy. Sell my house fast in San Antonio is even higher at $80 a click. Buy my house, $38. So these are pretty expensive keywords. Sell my house fast online quote, $57. Whew. Yeah, right? Some have higher or lower search volume, but it looks like the highest volume is buy my house and sell my home fast. So very competitive. So I am going to say Google Ads because people are actively, they're going there to accomplish a task, right?
Right.
And I would say Facebook Facebook ad to stay top of mind in the same way that you would use a billboard.
And you can regionalize all that, can't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could say I only want to do it in this zip code, period. I could say I only want to be in Dallas. I can say I only want to be in this area. There's a lot of ways to pick that out. Now, some of the other targeting has gotten a little less.
Wonky.
Yeah, well, it's just with the Cambridge Analytica issues, and with Trump, getting that nomination, people getting very angry. They started trolling anything and everything that could possibly have helped him in the win. And I watched one interview where they pretty much single-handedly gave all the credit to his digital marketer. And he was able to work and just mime the heck out of and target ads in amazing ways. So one way would definitely be Facebook ads, and you could figure out if you can hone in on the person who is the best lead for you, it can get creepy.
Comes back to avatar,
Always avatar, of which let me sneak off from the stuff we did the last 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Let me see what I've got on screen here. I'm going to drop my screen share for a second. but got the package in from the Warrior program, actual mail.
Right.
Just a quick inside, just like his video says, is a letter.
Nice.
Saying, read this letter first, right up on top. Nice branding. And a massive long form sales letter for the person to read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pages, front and back.
Right.
So that's 18 printed pieces of paper, plus it's written and printed on, plus the 2 books. My husband was a little bitter when I got it in and said that everything that he paid for so much money for was now essentially $20 for the book, and the program was only going to be a bump of like $47 that he paid an extra $250 for. And I had to like calm him down and be like, this is how you scale. He proved the offer. You did it first. It worked. He scaled it. But I like it. And I want to talk to you about that later. So I think we can combine what you're doing and what we're doing and pretty much match that book funnel.
Well, yeah, exactly. And by the way, I mean, I've got the event this weekend that went extremely well that
Good.
I want to chat offline about as well, because it, you know, again, whether you're digital marketing or creating landing pages or speaking, you know, in speaking, you don't necessarily call it A/B testing, but you test. And I tested, and boy, did it test well.
Good.
So I'm very excited about that because it's a replicatable process, and that gets exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, so
it does.
So we need a call after this. Do you have time right after this? Of course you do.
We can. I'll take it on my way to my office.
Yeah. So so cool. Go on with where we are on the value journey here.
Yep, I was just posting a couple of those links, so when this show's on YouTube, they can go see it as well. So on the engage stage, and this is educating the client, this is talking, crazy, have a conversation, right? Having specific blog posts, like building up your actual site to discuss all the different situations, making sure you have bottom of the funnel, middle of the funnel, top of the funnel content, especially at this level, top of the funnel content. Specific LinkedIn articles, this is the same thing. We're leveraging a platform that sends a notification every time you write an actual article, right? So you don't want to necessarily gut everything on your blog, but put a shorter version on there with a link back to your blog.
Got it.
Customer stories video, I think this one's always going to be great. And this is something you can always put on that landing page to start engaging them. Because a lot of times you're going to take a landing page and you're going to want to jump straight to subscribe, right? But you need to engage them on that page. And I think the testimonial video, somebody you've helped in a distressed situation, that speaks volumes, right?
Right. Sure.
And Facebook personal posts, make sure the people you know what you're doing. And if you're over here and you're networking in person with people that are helpful and those people are connected on your Facebook page, that helps even more. And then a basic explanation video that, explains that you're not too good to be true. Hey, we're not like these scam artists that come in and we just want to lowball you and just leave you in a bad space and, it's all us and no you. Hey, no, we're a couple of good guys. We are here locally. We're from the neighborhood. We want to build up your neighborhood. We want to make sure that you're in a good spot. That kind of explanation video that walks them through the steps. It says, hey, here's the 5 steps. We're going to come in. We're going to make you an offer. If you accept it, we're going to do this. Your house is going to be done. You didn't have to list it with the realtor. No commissions, no fees. Walk off 1 week later. That ability to explain that is pretty cool. So subscribe. So I was looking online and it looks like most people online you're subscribing for a cash offer. So put all your information in and we're going to give you a cash offer online or on the phone. So a lot of these are just gone. That's all you need. That's all anybody wants to know is how much money can you get me?
How much money? How fast?
There you go. How much money? How fast? I think that's a little bit where everybody is to some extent.
Well, it really is kind of, it's like, again, a lot of being at an event all weekend and talking to a lot of people, it's what are people really dealing with? How much money can I make? How fast? So that I can, but it's not, I mean, that's their statement, but it's not really about the money. It's about they've got needs and they've got to cover those needs. And
they do.
It's so, again, not to confuse it with something else, it is what it is.
It is.
Meet for offer. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have to see a house. I don't think you necessarily always do in every situation. I've got like a start your offer here, first name, last name, email, phone, house address. I'm going to switch over here to a different screen. Let's take
shifting to.
I'm going to go look at where I'm searching at. I'm going to go through one of these offers where they're advertising on YouTube. So for a moment, you get to see my Be Live screen. So this one's Apgar. We're going to put Jena. Apgar. I'm actually going to give them my actual Facebook email address, which that means I will be able to see any retargeting they have. They're totally getting my fake number. And we'll give them an old address.
Nice. Sell the house you already sold. That's awesome. I like that technique.
Right. Tell us about your home and we'll send you an offer. 13931 Union Crossing. So it's auto-populating, which I think is interesting, which means they're coming in with some kind of software, either custom. So they're actually pulling it. I mean, you've got the Google map right there and everything. Pulling in the square footage from DCAT, I'm guessing.
Either that or Zillow would be my guess.
Or Zillow is another one. How many stories does the home have?
Oh, you can't believe all the stories. Oh, wait, no.
So they're actually getting a lot of information.
Man, I was going for comic relief there, and you just blew right over it.
I missed so much comedy. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Look at all these questions.
Well, I can't see it because it's not on your screen. It's on your screen. You can see them. It's not being shown.
Oh, I put it up. It must have come back down.
It did.
It went completely away. I've got to add it again. I broke it.
Nice. Way to go.
It's my goal in life. Break as much as humanly possible. There you go. I got a double oven, walk-in pantry, separate cooktop.
Nice. So it's a feature. It's a feature set.
Yep. It's going over all sorts of things. I mean, that's a lot of information. I wonder how many people stop and if they can measure that.
They probably at some point, I think my guess is this one looks, I mean, just looking at the site, which that can be hazardous, but it looks like it might have heat mapping to it. You know.
What makes me think that?
Well, just from the question you ask, and the fact is that would be a valuable thing to have. It looks like a fairly, again, not knowing the organization or things like that, all that would be very valuable. How far have they gone? What information have they really given us? The information, blah blah blah. So it just just the impression. It's funny how you get impressions. I mean, I just saw the homepage when you popped it up there, and it was like, oh, that's a pretty good looking little site.
So I was thinking they might do it automatically online.
We lost your screen again.
Of course you did. I think I bet there's a lot going on that particular website. Like you said, probably some heat mapping or something for it to be going in and out like that. Boom.
But I mean, it looks like
even when it's there, it's not there.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's not there.
It's got to be funny like that. Regardless of its complications here, the idea, like just in general, like it didn't actually give anything. It says it's going to wait for some pictures before they work on their offer. If you have any questions, a team to answer questions. But I think that's fairly interesting. They asked for a lot in the subscribe base, a lot of information. I'm curious if we go over to We Buy Ugly Houses, see if I can get it back up on the screen, because I do kind of like seeing the real world application, right?
Yeah.
Where you can see what's live going down. All right, let's see if we can get this one to work. Watch it for me.
Watching.
It's frisky. It's frisky.
You got Be Live. I got all your Be Live screens. There's OfferPad. There it is. It's gone.
Yeah.
There's Be Live.
Yeah. Okay, so We Buy Ugly Houses is the one that I have the most top of mind. Don't list your house, sell it quickly. I have to think they have this honed in really well because they've been doing it a while. I don't know the quality of their... Again? Killer. You know what? Let me try opening it up on Safari. Maybe for once, Safari will be the better platform.
Yeah, right.
Seems like all my applications love Chrome.
Anything's possible once.
All right, let's see if this one will work. Don't see it at all. Got no love, man.
It's not popping up.
Not even trying to pop up for me.
It is saying, It is Monday. Ain't doing it.
I know, right?
Not playing that game today.
So they're asking for street address. I'll just talk you through it. Dunan Crossing in Frisco. So this one is not automated like the other one. I think there was probably something to be said for the one that just populated the information automatically. It also, the information was good, right?
I don't know that I like the ones that automatically grab your information.
Like the one that you just saw, you don't like how it automatically did that? Was it creepy?
It's a little creepy. I gotta tell you. I mean, here I am, I'm submitting information to you and you are just going whoop, whoop. I mean, you're pulling it from, records or from whatever faster than I can supply it. It's like,
all right, so I went through that one, and it, again, nothing is automatic. So that's what I kind of wanted to see, is like anything automatic in that convert stage, and it's not. Everything is, we're going to call you. So I guess even before you get to meet, you're going to be calling to follow up. That seems to be the general. Now let's see. I'm curious if any of them emailed me back yet. Yahoo. No one's
Nice.
emailed me. So one of the reasons I think that probably is because in a lot of cases, they are farming the leads out. So they don't know who they're going to give it to yet.
Well, that's an interesting thought.
Well, that's like me actually knowing. So you have the marketer or the main company. So like We Buy Ugly Houses, that's a franchise. You get to buy the ability to get leads in a certain area, and you just follow their system. That excites, man. I don't think there's going to be anything else than
That's interesting.
cash, fast, period. That's going to be the aha moment. This is how much money that you can get for your house. This is how fast we can have you out of the deal. I mean, do you think there's anything else that you could possibly get them to be excited about?
No.
I don't think they want a t-shirt. I don't think they want anything. I think they just want to be out and under from what they're dealing with. And you don't have a lot to sell them here. It is literally just buy the house. I mean, that's really, I'm not sure as a home investor, there's anything else you can move that person into. There's no ascension. There's no other thing to sell them. All they wanted to do was dump a house and be done with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you're working to do.
I think asking, I don't necessarily say that I would ask for the review up front. I'm going to say ask for feedback. And if that looks good, ask for the review. If the review is good, like especially if you have like a great win-win situation, maybe it was
referral.
Emotional, something like that. Not even the referral yet. Ask for video review. Like send a crew to their house or wherever and let them tell their story in video. Pay them for it. You know, obviously these people were in a distressed situation. Giving them a little extra money to tell their story, especially if they had a good story to tell, right? That makes the best ad for the next round. Like if somebody was just in a terrible situation, they had to sell their home fast, got a little tear on camera, and you can run that as the cold ad to the next audience. You've told a story, which is great for getting that high relevancy, low ad cost. It would be worth the $5,000-$7,000 to get a video crew out there and pay the person to get that review.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, yeah, ask for the referral and offer money for it. So they've got guys that do, what do they call them? One of the guys called them bird dogs.
Yeah, bird dog fees.
You know, go out there and go hunt it down. And that's really it. Now, what you do down here might be I think this is be the one that's the most different. Unlike, you know, a book funnel or a coach or, you know, e-commerce or so many other things, a big chunk of this is highly limited. All anybody wants is their cash offer. They just want you to give them the most cash as fast as humanly possible, buy the house and be done with it. Asking for feedback is pretty straightforward. Offering referrals, straightforward. You might even on the back end have an ad running for referrals specifically, especially to a retargeted audience. Your hardest part is going to be here in your audience and getting those deals before anybody else gets them.
Mm-hmm.
By far. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
You know, I'm sitting here thinking, it's such a unique situation. How do you get somebody to raise their hand? You know, I mean, I wonder if I don't know. I was just picturing an ad, or the question is, need fast money, or need money fast, or, you know, I mean, how do you identify that they've got it in a house? That was my,
What do you mean?
well, I'm thinking through the process where he's trying to, you know, he's trying to get I mean, it's a pretty specific target, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's somebody that owns a distressed house that wants to turn it into cash.
Right.
I wonder if almost in a research mode, I wonder if you could create alliances with remodeling experts, carpet folks, you know, painters, you know, people that are doing very cost-effective, nominal, cosmetic improvements to the homes.
Okay.
Somebody who's already, you know, so a parallel alignment or a complementary alignment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody they don't call the most expensive painter if they've got a distressed home and want to sell it. They don't call an expensive painter. They call I'll do anything for you kind
That's
of person.
true.
You know what I'm saying? So what if you found a handyman or a network of handymen that says, hey, if you ever come on this, I pay referrals for leads, or whatever. It's such a specific.
I was going to kind of put
it's such a specific.
Of,
it's such a specific avatar. I mean, I'm looking for somebody who owns a stressed home.
and you're looking to get to them first.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is if you have a distressed home, nobody likes the fact you have a distressed home, and if you want money out of the home, the logical thing is do something to make the home look nicer and you'll get more money out of it, but you don't want to spend, because it's already distressed, you don't want to spend a lot of money, right? So try to put the thoughts together, right?
Yeah.
And so again, who's the jack of all trades that you call that can hang or fix a light socket, to paint a wall, to get the garbage disposal going, to, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's almost easier because those guys identify themselves.
They
right?
do.
So look for the people who have already self-identified as somebody who could potentially serve that market. I think would be a faster, or a potentially faster way to find that target than it is to find the target itself.
And the other one I put up on here is senior living specialist. So I actually have a couple of friends in this industry where their only job is to go out there and help people with seniors.
Yeah.
And I mean, that they make money off the referrals for putting them in these specialty housing units.
Yeah.
So if you go through and you know those people, these housing units are expensive. Like if your loved one comes down with dementia and you have to put them in like an Alzheimer's or dementia unit, which is like the most expensive top tier one, you've got to sell your home. Most of them do not have, at that point in their life, the type of money that they need to pay for it without selling the home.
Right.
And they have to sell it quick. And if you look at someone who's older, they haven't been maintaining their home the way that somebody like in their 30s does, right? Like my kids like put splatter on the wall and I've got like the touch-up paint, immediately fixing it,
Right.
Hole happens and I go patch it. When you're older, you're barely maintaining your yard. You've got decades of accumulation of junk everywhere. The walls haven't been painted in decades. Things just accumulated. Your house is not for sale ready. It's got cracks everywhere. Assuming even the foundation is in good condition, it's just not pretty, right? It needs a landscape team to come in. That senior specialist is going to know that. They're going to be.
Well, another one that just popped in. Another one that just popped into my head is organization specialist.
What's that?
Somebody who gets called in to
organizing people.
Yeah. Right? Because you've got this thing and you've got to make it, because it's disheveled, right? Mm-hmm. Potentially. So now all of a sudden it's like, I need to make it look better. I can't, I'm not going to make it perfect, but I can make it better. Can you come in and organize it or stack stuff? Or
who would be, if you lost your job, who would be the people who know all the people who've lost their job? That seems like a time you would want to sell your house fast too.
It would be outplacement HR. It would be staffing companies potentially. It would be outplacement services, outplacement education, refit, retraining.
I think that would be a good one. At that point, the person is still working.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Would it be like, man, I don't know if you could do the nonprofits like food pantries.
I think it's possible, but I think that's way further down the road. I don't know if that's as immediate. Like if somebody, I liked where you were going with the outplacement. Also, and somebody's like, oh, holy crap, I got to turn my house into money. That's one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think food pantry is probably, you've probably turned your house into money already. Potentially. Not, it's not.
Right.
I'm not sure. I'm just.
I think Google ads are going to be big. I think top of mind is going to be big.
I really think, again, I think it's such a niche.
A competitive niche.
It seems like a very competitive niche. So you kind of have to have the non-traditional entry in, it seems.
Well, I think when I think Google ads and Facebook ads, I think Google ads to find people who are actively raising their hands. There's no better place for this type of thing. I could go in here and I could add another one and say SEO, and that's going to be your blogging to some extent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having those posts that are helpful to your customer avatar, right? I don't know if I would ever do cold postcards. Like when you start adding up postage, which going up again, and buying the list and all the time, money, and effort that goes into postcards, that seems like, man, I'd rather just do that on Facebook and come up with a funny video ad, like the guys with the We Sell Homes Fast. They got the caveman thing going on. Or taking one of these video reviews and using that as a cold ad. Like, it's not going to have the return, like that hard trackable return.
Mm-hmm.
What you really just want is top of mind. People recognize your name, so when they go Google you one day, that they've got you, and then that Facebook retargeting, they keep following you around. So maybe you Googled it, but you were like, no, I don't want to just sell it. Maybe I'll try myself first, getting top dollar. Let me see if I can fix it up. And then 3 weeks later, when you haven't touched anything because you're too busy working with kids, that reminds you. And then having like the bird dogs and all these different, you know, things going where those realtors are looking for you. I like the handyman coming up with that one, like specifically not a contractor, but a handyman. Someone who can just come in and do everything for them.
Right.
I think the senior living specialist is a huge one. The organizer, that's really interesting. I don't think I would have come up with that one. I'm not sure if I love staffing agencies, but I'm trying to think of a better one for people who are financially distressed, that you're actually like, you can't go to the workforce commission or whatever it is. Like, you hunt down unemployment.
Well, but I don't, you know, it's, you know, if people come to a staffing agency, they may be in a situation where they're like, okay, I'm in the workforce trying to get a, you know, a permanent job, but in the meantime, I'm here. And so when they interview you, you know, well, what brought you to us? Well, you know, I was working with somebody, they downsized the company, and in downsizing the company, here's what happened. And, you know, what I really need to do is, you know, look at turning my assets into something. And, you know, I mean, I just think that there's the possibility that the conversation is there, that it could come up. Again, I think it's such a tight niche. You know, it's not somebody who owns a house, it's somebody who owns a distressed house that wants to move it fast. Right?
No, it is very specific.
And if you're if you aren't the guy or girl who bought the We Buy Ugly Houses franchise, or the market dominant offer that's available, right? So if you're an independent, you actually got to go probably deeper in that. You've got to get more creative, I think.
I do. Like, I know that they have a big one is they will do those signs on the corners, like sell your house fast, and it has like your name and number and all that. And one of the problems, so let's say in the Dallas DFW area in general, is those signs have now become illegal.
Right.
They're against code. And your number's on it, right? You got to have your number on it. Right. So you actually do get pinged and you get tickets. Like, it's just a ticket, like no big deal, right? But, you know, and what I've been told by people in that community is the ticket cost way less than I'm making in money, so I don't care.
Yeah.
So,
well, and a lot of times that, you know, it's not worth chasing. Well, let's just pull the sign up and throw it away. So it's just the replacement of a sign. So that's the other thing that happens there.
There you go.
It's
see, I've
interesting.
got buying your leads, motivated seller lead generation made easy, deal bot. So there's lots of people, there's lots of people selling different ways, but I'd be willing to bet they're all going to be expensive.
Well, certainly if they get any quality.
If they're any kind of quality. I have a friend of mine who does lead generation in this business specifically. You're basically buying a spot on his landing page. Like, you get to buy the zip code that you want the leads from. And it's like 10 grand a month per sector.
Yeah, I mean, people are that's weird because they're selling opportunity there to a certain extent, right? Look, call Jena. She wants it. You call Jena.
I think you can use some LinkedIn in here, probably more than I've mentioned, just to let people know that you're there and find almost as a place to more or less find these referral partners.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you've got to, and this is what I'm, you know, when we talk offline after this, it was some of the epiphanies when you spend hours driving to and from Houston. It's interesting how your brain works. And you start the epiphanies.
That's a long drive.
The epiphanies show up of, referral partners and, stuff comes back top of mind. You have plenty of time to talk to yourself, and I think that I think it's easier to find the people with the affinity to the product or the niche you're looking for than it is to find the niche you're looking for. Somebody's already calling on these people. This is the one thing that most people forget in sales.
You know what I didn't think of? Divorce attorneys.
Oh, heck yeah.
That is a sell your quick, home quick.
I'll be needing some money.
I need my money. She took all my money.
I need cash now.
Oh my goodness.
As a member of the 50% club, I understand that. So but again, I think it's easier to find the people who find those people than it is to find the people, and that's okay. It's just being open and honest about where your opportunities lie. And then once you recognize that, you do. I mean, that's what gets you to the next level of creativity and next level of thinking. That's, again, on the drive. That's why I kept on texting you with these very cryptic questions over the weekend. And I knew you weren't probably understanding my question because it was much more than you could put into a text. But I knew what I was saying. So that's good. But the point is that when you sit and, so you sit here and say, I want to find somebody who's got a distressed house. And it's like, it's really interesting because this is actually a great training piece from the standpoint of many times your avatar is, you got to understand your ultimate avatar, but there's probably a secondary avatar that can get you there faster than you can get there on your own. And you said something to me last week or 2 weeks ago, and it's just been germinating. It's just been
germinating.
It keeps on. It just kept it bugging me. I in a good way, not in a bad way.
Okay.
But it was just like I kept on thinking about it, and then I put it aside, and then I think about it, just show up, and I start thinking about it, and all of a sudden on the drive, it was like, holy cow, I think I got the answer. And I mean, I think I got and it's funny when I hear myself say that, you have the answer at the moment for that question. Doesn't mean you have the answer. It means you have the answer to make the next step towards the answer.
And that's all you got to do.
And so again, I think it's about done is the new perfect. I've got an answer to that question, so that now opens me up to the next question. Because if I can think that through, so I mean, I literally sat with a friend this morning, and I said, okay, here's what I came up over the weekend, and I said, here's what I think I know about this, and then as we talked, and I said, I realize I don't know for sure, but I think I know. And he goes, maybe not, but as soon as he said that, then I thought of something else. And he goes, okay, now you're on it. So that's what a lot of selling and a lot of all of this is.
It is at every step.
Trial and error. And trial and error is a very long and expensive process. And so if you can get it from a mentor, from a coach, from a whatever, you can shorten the time frame, go in a more direct route. That's what you want to do.
Always.
So that's why you should be on Double Funnel TV every day.
Why make mistakes someone else has already made? You can make brand new ones.
That's right. There's plenty of plenty of other mistakes to be made.
I'm trying to like think of, I'm brainstorming over here. I added a couple more over in awareness, following up with expired listings, reaching out to for sale by owner listings, getting those probate listings when somebody passes away.
Well, the one I thought of earlier that I didn't mention that fits in that line is tax lien.
Is what? You cut out.
Is filed tax liens. In other words, when you're in a tax lien situation, you've let your taxes default, so therefore the municipality has sold a tax lien on you. And if you want to remedy it, you may be able to, well, you can. You've got a legal opportunity to pay off the tax lien or the person who has prepaid that tax lien for you. So that would be a place to want to turn your house into money, because otherwise they're going to do that. So the tax lien listings would be the locations where people actually need to turn their home into money fast. Because otherwise they're going to lose it. The tax lien has been purchased by somebody, so their tax consequence has been covered for them. But in exchange for covering their tax consequence, that person now has first right on the house.
That's true.
So filed tax liens would be another target in that whole thing.
I think that's one, I've heard that one before. I think from the investors I've talked to, both the filed tax liens and the probate listings, they're just stuff that everybody uses now that flipping homes is popular. And so it's like you and everybody else are sending them a postcard based on that information.
Agreed. I didn't say it was the freshest, cleanest. It was just as long. I meant to say it earlier, but all of a sudden you got into some of those more more like that path. So then it reminded me to say it.
It works. All right, we're going to wrap it up there, though. I think that's a pretty good customer value journey with lots of notes.
Yep.
It's a little thin right here because the business is what it is, right? Everything for this business is right up here on the front end.
Yep.
So if y'all guys want us to work on your type of business, you can head over to doublefunnel.tv and apply there. And we'll go through and we'll build some stuff for a real estate this week. And I'm going to hop offline and talk to Scott about some business. But for everyone else, have a great day. And thank you, Scott, for being my fabulous co-host.
My pleasure. It was fun. And
it was your honor, right?
It was an honor. And we'll talk in a matter of seconds.
No problem yesterday. And I was like, oh.
See? I'll learn you. Hang around me long enough and I'll get that out of you.
All right. Bye, guys, and y'all have a great day.